In this lecture, we'll try to understand how you can insert a data into the table. In last lecture, we have just created a table, but we have not inserted any data. So this is how we have created a table. There are two columns are there, ID and name. Now what I will do, I will try to insert some data into this table, because if I'm selecting a data now, this is how we can select a data from the table. I'm getting a message called no row selected. It means there is no data. Now let's assume that we got a requirement where we need to insert some data. So I'll insert first of all one rows. If you check the syntax of inserting a data, there are two ways you can insert a data. One way is, this is a syntax: insert into table name, values, and the value that you want to insert depending upon the number of column. In our case, we have only two columns, so we will insert only two column value. Let's do that by this way first. Here we are not specifying the name of column, so insert into table name, then values is a keyword. First column, what is our first column? I want to insert ID. We cannot insert name first because ID is on first place. Then name. So let's assume that name is XYZ. Okay. Then semicolon, one row, insert it. Then we need to fire commit statement. Commit is important to make the permanent change, because if you are not doing the commit, the rows will not get inserted. The rows will get inserted, but that will not be a permanent change. Now it is a permanent change. If I'm trying to select this data from the table now, I can see 1 has been inserted into the ID column, XYZ has been inserted into the name column. So we have inserted our first record. Now here we have not mentioned the column name. Okay. Now let me try to insert a record by the second way. Insert into table name. We need to specify the column name first and their corresponding values. So I'll mention like that: insert into table name, test table. Then we need to open a bracket, column name. So column name, since I am mentioning, it's not compulsory that column name should be in the order. Okay. Like first of all, I should mention the ID only, not like that. I can mention name also first and then common ID, then values. But in values, what will go? First will go name and second will go ID. So let me give the name Learnomate and ID will be 2. For ID, we don't need to specify the quotes over here because this is a string, and for string we need a quotes. For number, you don't need to mention a quote. Semicolon, commit to make it permanent change. And then if I'm doing select star from table name, I'll be able to see there are two rows are there. One is, and this is a second one. Now what is the difference between first insert and second insert? In first insert, we are not mentioning the column name. The way column has been given, like first is ID and second one is name, the same way we need to insert a data. But in the second statement, we are specifying the column, and accordingly column name we can mention our data respectively. So first name will store Learnomate, ID will store 2. If I place ID on the first place and name on the second place, then I need to specify their corresponding value also, like this, like 2 and then Learnomate. So this is how we can insert our data. We have other ways also where we can insert bulk amount of data with the help of different utilities that we will see. Thank you.